Happy Ascension Day, everybody! Today, I'm going to be showing you how to turn every game board into your very own GENESTEALER Cults Uprising by making cool and unique banners. Let's get creative! The GENESTEALER Cults are an insidious group of organizations who worship the Tyranids, who they call the Star Children. It all starts with a single Genestealer who infiltrates the underbelly of society, and over many generations creates alien-human hybrids who worship him as a god. After literal generations of planning, the GENESTEALER Cults then rise up against those who run the planet, orchestrating mass panic and destruction and ushering in the arrival of the Tyranids. The idea being that by the time the space bugs arrive, there's little to any resistance left, and the dawning realization that the Genestealers find only too late that they have been the pawn of cosmic horror and are devoured along with the rest of the planet's biomass. But enough about all that dark stuff. We've got all our materials gathered today. Let's go ahead and make some banners. Alright, let's get into it. So I've got my t-shirt here, which is going to be turned into a tank top, so I actually don't need the sleeves anymore. So I'm going to be cutting these off. We've got some Elmer's glue that's going to make our mix for actually solidifying and hardening these banners into proper pieces of miniature terrain. I've got my scissors for the t-shirt naturally, and then last of all, I have some of these plastic guard pipes. You could also really easily use just dowels from your local craft store, but these are what I have on hand, and they're small, they're light, and they'll kind of fit perfectly with what I want. Last of all, we're going to want some sort of chains or rope or wire, something to actually help us attach these banners to your terrain. So we'll take a look at that in just a little bit. Okay, so we've got our little banners. We've cut them out. They look pretty dope, methinks. And you can see they have a bit of a curve to them because of the way that the shirt was designed originally. I'm told by Mel, who actually has experience working with cloth, that what's really happening is I'm actually cutting across the grain in some sections, and that is actually what's creating this rolling section. So keep that in mind if you try to recreate this. Back to the show. But we've got the shape, and we'll get them to hold another shape once we have the glue in them, and frankly the paint will help them curious. I think I've also, my dad used to do the same technique but using spray paint essentially on a bit of a stiffer kind of cloth material, and that also worked as well. So I might try a couple with just that and see how it goes. So yeah, I'm very pleased. Let's go ahead, break out the glue and start soaking them. Using my plastic card rods, I went ahead and created a makeshift way to hang up these banners, ensuring that they'd be able to glue and dry properly on both sides. However, immediately I ran into this problem once again regarding the rolling of the banners and decided to try to find a flat surface to actually place these on. This way I might have some issues with the glue flattening and drying on one side, but I'd rather be able to deal with that than have these rolling banners. Also, don't put kids in boxes, I guess that needs saying. Anyways. Okay, let's see. Got some bubbles here. They've got this film on the back of them, which I don't love. I wasn't sure if it would just stick to the plastic or not, and what this seems to have happened is it didn't stick to the plastic, luckily, but the glue that was on the bottom has dried thick and flat, and also kind of glossy. I wonder if we can sand this off. Okay, so I made this bed, I can lie in it. I went ahead and grabbed some sanding materials and of course an X-Acto knife and cleaned them up, prepping them for some paint. First off, I broke out the good old-fashioned Vallejo primer. Pushing that through the airbrush, I was able to cover everything in a nice, pretty thick layer of black primer that would also protect them and lend to the thickness of the material. Next off, I covered certain areas with a nice off-white, which would become the GENESTEALER Cults icon, as well as some of the borders once I had the stencils in place. Making use of my beloved Cricut, I was able to cut some awesome stencils and a material traditionally used for stickers. Create some GENESTEALER Cult icons as well as some nice cogged borders that clearly had some Tyranid influence on them. Applying them to each of the areas of the off-white, I created a mask and then continued to apply a purple to the rest of the banner, then to reveal the beautiful icon underneath. Now that I had these inspirational banners, the last step was to actually have a way to hang them on the battlefield. Grabbing some decently thick gauge wire as well as some proper cutters, I then cut some lengths appropriate to each size banner and then bent them into a shape that would be able to hook on to any building as I saw fit. And there we have it. There they are, beautiful and resplendent in the Patriarch's honor and glory. This was a super fun project to work on, and one that honestly was not too much time or effort. So if you want to make your own GSC banners at home, I highly encourage you to. If you do, go ahead and join our Discord. You can post them there in our hobby progress section. If you found this video to be enjoyable, do like and subscribe, as it really does help us grow the channel and continue to provide more of the content like this. That's it for me today. Happy Ascension Day, everybody.